The Republican National Convention rolls into night 2, with First Lady Melania Trump topping the list of speakers. That follows an opening night assault on President Trump's Democratic opponent. Correspondent Amna Nawaz begins our coverage.
No public appearances from the president today after a number of appearances last night.
From Washington, D.C.
As Republicans kicked off their national convention with a virtual affair. Supporters of President Trump made their pitch for his re-election in a series of pre-taped speeches.
Trump is the bodyguard of Western civilization.
And pre-produced segments. While he wasn't on stage, President Trump was front and center.
We have 6 incredible people
hosting a conversation with 6 former hostages freed under his administration.
You took unprecedented steps to secure my release.
These are my friends.
And chatting with essential workers on the front lines in the pandemic.
These are great, great people. Doctors, nurses, firemen, policemen.
While the program featured a parade of praise for Mr. Trump's response to COVID-19,
we have President Trump to thank.
There was no mention of the more than 178,000 Americans who've died so far.
A man who works tirelessly for you.
And though organizers pledged an optimistic evening, many speakers spoke in ominous tones, painting an apocalyptic portrait of American life under a Joe Biden presidency.
Joe Biden and the radical left are now coming for our freedom of speech.
No matter where you live, your family will not be safe in the radical Democrats' America.
They want to steal your liberty, your freedom. They want to control what you see and think and believe so that they can control how you live.
As is tradition, the program featured more personal testimonies, like this from Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio.
What I also appreciate about the president is something most Americans never get to see, how much he truly cares about people.
Andrew Pollack, whose daughter Meadow was killed in the 2018 Parkland school shooting.
I got to see who President Trump really is. He's a good man and a great listener, and he cuts through the BS.
And former NFL running back Herschel Walker, who defended Mr. Trump as his longtime friend.
Growing up in the Deep South, I've seen racism up close. I know what it is, and it isn't Donald Trump.
A carefully curated slate of diverse speakers made direct appeals to voters of color, underrepresented in Republican ranks.
We aren't the stereotypical conservative.
Some directly attacking Democrats.
The Democrats still assume that black people will vote for them, no matter how much they let us down and take us for granted.
The Democratic Party does not want black people to leave their mental plantation. We've been forced to be there for decades and generations.
The evening's end, featuring 2 party leaders from South Carolina, brought with it a softer tone. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley invoked her Indian heritage, citing her success as evidence of American opportunity.
America is not a racist country. This is personal for me. My father wore a turban. My mother wore a sari. I was a brown girl in a black and white world.
Senator Tim Scott drew on his grandfather's story to tell another of America's racial progress.
He suffered the indignity of being forced out of school as a 3rd grader to pick cotton, and he never learned to read or write. Our family went from cotton to Congress in one lifetime, and that's why I believe the next American century can be better than the last.
Tonight's program, under the theme Land of Opportunity, will feature more Republican officials, everyday testimonials, and more from President Trump himself. We'll be watching First Lady Melania Trump deliver her remarks from the White House Rose Garden tonight. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz.